Alright, Weasel Dunk's got nobody here yet, which is okay. There she blows. And for those of y'all that have interest in the replay, it's about 10 minutes to noon. And figured I'd go ahead and get fired up to see if anybody wanted to show up early. And getting some cable management done. There she blows. Okay, who we got watching? Ah, sup, Adam? Oh, not much, man. Getting ready to start working on this motorcycle chain Damascus in a minute. Hey, North Country. And I don't know if y'all saw my post in Forging It Forward yet, or County Line Forges Blacksmith mashup, but I welded some of Yamez's Mawabos to the top front of both of my forges, so they look amazing now. Since I don't need a bottle opener, that's what they're doing there. And let's see, what time is it now? 11:53. I'll give it about 5 minutes and I'll start the forge up in that bastard. Of course, it's going to be loud because I'm going to use the big forge today, because I've already annihilated the bottom of the soft fire brick in the Atlas doing forge welds in it. When I was at Quad State, I did some cable Damascus, and I used a lot of flux because it wasn't clean first. I didn't stick it in the vise and twist it. I did nothing except start hammering it tighter and tighter and kept adding flux until it finally stuck. And it worked, but the trough that I put in there was improvised, and it was two separate pieces that slid together and almost welded themselves together from the heat in there. And I got to get some Satanite and dope it up in there and put a nice thick layer down to repair the gouges that I've chucked in there. It doesn't affect the performance for non-welding, not a big deal. Yamiz! And yeah, you saw the pictures of the Mawabos, Yamiz. And I've also got the cable Damascus Mawabo in the etch right now. It cleaned up really good, so this ought to be interesting. And I'm hoping at some point to figure out some kind of awning or canopy to put up here temporarily at the garage door to keep some of the sunlight out and make it easier to set the camera up to do this work. I'm not sure exactly how I'm going to do that yet, but I'll figure something out eventually. Let's go ahead and wander over and get that set up. Okay, so we got the forge in the picture. I'm going to set this back here for safekeeping and to keep it away from the fire. And yeah, something else, I'm going to plug Bob at B&B Forge again. As soon as he starts listing hammers for sale, get on it. He's making some good stuff. And let me go get him, actually. I'll be right back. Okay, so while I was at Quad State and I had access to the help, Ting Ting helped me shape out the rest of my hammer eye drift right here. Hey, what's up, Hubcap? Joe Martin. So I got the rest of my hammer eye drift shaped, and the hammer eye punch is hammered out. I just got to shape the tip here and blunt it some and make it so I can punch a plug out instead of drifting a nasty hole, which that'll be okay. I got a little cold shut right here that I may have hammered in there myself. Something, but it's going to get ground off anyway, so it doesn't matter. But once those are done, I'm going to be ready to start working on a hammer. And my first hammer, maybe, fingers crossed, up at Ting Ting's place. Depends on how long it takes me to be able to get out there. But I've also got some hammer billets courtesy of David Britton, and he should be getting his stuff from me in the mail very soon. Unfortunately, when I got everything set up and got his Kiradashi made and all that, it was right when I was getting a hello F1ery. I'm just going to say that from now on. But yeah, that was right when I was getting prepped for quad state and everything else, and got back and had to go to school, and I still got messes to clean up from there, so it be what it be. But hopefully Monday I'll have that stuff in the mail. I'm going to go ahead and hook the propane up and get this thing started and let it get hot. And a word of fair warning, I've got 2 half tanks, so one of them's probably going to freeze up halfway through and I'll have to swap them out, but I'm going to have it out in the sun while it's working to help slow that down some. And I'm going to bring my fan down here. This is a really closely guarded secret. I don't tell people very often, but I'm not that organized of a person. Hello, why not forge? Sorry, Thomas, I'm not sure why. I don't mess with the notifications anymore because I can't set up just the ones I want. I either get all of them or nothing. Outboards with propane and propane accessories. All right, you little remorseless beast, let's dance. While it's getting hot, this right here is the billet. Alright, Yams, be good. I've taken this and welded it to the stick, and just got the crap cleaned out of it with a brake cleaner, and it's soaked for most of a day in a bucket filled with denatured alcohol and as much dissolved borax as I could possibly put in it. So it's filled with flux right now, and I'm going to follow my same procedure but more aggressively. I'm going to put it in there, get it dull red, cover it with a fresh layer of flux, and then do very short heats at very high temperature and try not to let much scale build up, and we'll see where it takes me. And this billet, if it comes out, is going to Yams, because I promised him some motorcycle chain Damascus if I got some made, and I realized after some thought this will be a pretty small billet, but hey, it'll get the first of something I made instead of me keeping it. Ooh, I better get my flux plate out. And for those of y'all that ain't seen it, this is my flux plate that I scored from Goodwill, which was a collection plate at a church at one point. Which didn't really hurt my feelings. It's pretty cool. We got a stray Brandon in here. Yeah, I think that's North Country. But these are going to be fun once I get them ready. I've got to go through and round these corners off a little bit, make them a bit smoother. And like I said, I got to address this tip, and these will be good to go. I just haven't had the time. And I know I went over this on the last video, but if you're new to forging, get you one of these for doing your planishing work. We're going through there and knocking out rough spots. Yes, sir. Praise the forge and pass the borax. You've got the right idea. But yeah, these guys will make it a lot easier for you to smooth your work out a lot and get it looking really, really nice and clean. once you got some practice with it, you can pull stuff off your anvil that looks, you know, pretty much machined out. I'm not there with it yet, but I'm going to be playing with this and getting used to it because I like how polished and finished you can make it look while still having a forged finish. You know, you don't have to absolve as many sins on the grinder, to quote Mark Hopper. And Bob, wherever you are, I'm sorry I'm not going to start with this thing. It will come into play later, but I'm going to start this billet off with my trusty 3-pounder. What do you say? Is it about time to go? I think it's about time to go. Fire in the orifice. Yeah, these gonna be some hot heats. Makes a few bigger forges, and they're all out of stock on the website, but I so badly want one of those to go alongside these. I got a feeling the Atlas will do what the Hellscorch 2 does, but burn less propane in the process. I think. I'm not 100% on that, so don't quote me. overall safety. Now the pieces that are flying off everywhere, no. But what we can do, we maybe go for some more, what do we want to do? That's the question. What else can I make? Any ideas? So I know we are more than a few minutes into this. Yeah. Oh, neat. I'm so sorry you have to hear that in stereo. Yikes. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Ah. I've got this piece of cable Damascus. The tongs from Quad State. No, I haven't messed with them yet. I've had literally no free time to work with. I'm forcing time for this. I'm not going to get into a camp cup holder right now. That's a bigger project that I want to tackle as far as like dimensions. But I got this piece of cable Damascus from Quad State that I made. I think we'll cram this in the Atlas and hammer out a knife and see what we can get. That'll work. I do wish that I would have planned ahead and went ahead and cleaned up the stacked Damascus billet that I at least know well enough how to make that I could have fallen back on that. But again, no time. No free time. Alright, time for the Bob View hammer. Yes, easy forge. Let that thing get good and hot. Yeah, Thomas, I'm working on a knife from the Cable Damascus, and Becky, the graphic tees are all pretty much Walmart finds, or occasionally I'll buy one on Amazon, but I mean almost all of them are basically go to Walmart and check and see what's on clearance and grab that for $3 to $5 a pop. And I'm not posting affiliate links unless I'm getting paid. And just so y'all are aware, if I can sell out and get money, I will. But if I get those, what are they, paid reviews, I don't think they're going to want to send me any products because my terms on that are going to be insanely harsh. All that is yeah, I'm just not going to lie. If I don't like it, I'm going to flat out say I don't like it. And that should end the discussion right there. And I don't know if y'all can see on the top of the forges clearly. Let me bring you closer. Sorry for the screen shake. But we got that, and we got that. Well, if I don't understand how the affiliate links things works, but my limited understanding says they're supposed to either offer you the affiliate link. I don't know. I don't know how they work. I thought that was something they approached you with, not you asking them or you just posting it blindly. But I mean, none of my shirts hardly come from online sellers anyways. They're all Walmart and clearance rack. You know, I just have a good eye. I always go for the men's t-shirts on clearance. Go to every Walmart you can. Go to the section. Go to the men's clothes. Look for those clearance racks and just raid them. Walmart, Target, anywhere that you see shirts on clearance, just go on a raid. And you can find a lot of interesting stuff. It just sometimes you'll have a dry spell where you don't turn up anything for a while. I'm not going to worry about trying to do affiliate links or anything like that until I've got enough. Like, I don't really want to start a Patreon page. I don't really want to do the I don't really want to push the Teespring thing. I don't want to push the PayPal donations, any of that stuff, until I have enough subs to make it kind of worthwhile, and for me to have enough activity to need the money to pay for supplies. So right now I'm still hobbyist. I might sell something once in a blue moon, but you know, I don't need people sending me money for supplies right now. I don't have any kind of operating budget. You know, it just makes no sense. If I ever get enough traction where I've got like a big enough following to get some attention to start monetizing the channel, I'll take a harder look at that, but I'm going to have to be real careful how I do it and make sure that I'm not making promises I can't follow through on later. I worked way too hard to put up some integrity to flush it just because there's a few bucks on the line. Nope. There she blows. Sammy, how are you doing today? We're starting to get a little bit of heat on that piece of cable. Hey there, Amy. And something else I'm going to try. Oh, yeah. Sammy, Thursday, I was at Pain Management and they injected all the knotted up muscles in my back with a numbing agent. And the anti-anxiety meds they gave me kind of screwed me up pretty bad for the rest of the day. Sully, what's up, brother? You didn't miss much, James. The motorcycle chain fell apart catastrophically. Massive fail. It felt great when it happened, but what they're doing there, Sam, hey Jeff, is they're going through and they're doing the numbing shots to test to see whether or not burning off nerve endings back there are going to help. For the first hour, like when I stood up, I felt amazing. I felt absolutely no back pain for the first time in like years. So I'm hoping it keeps going well. And yeah, James, it was worth a shot. I knew the odds of failure were pretty high because there's a lot of intricate stuff that I don't know that much about, but figured I'd see whether or not what I know was sufficient, and it was not. All right, we got some heat. Oh man, that's not good. No, I know the feeling, but mine is all muscle spasms that never relax again, and they're horrible. But gotta do what we gotta do, man. And Sully, I do have the funding for the box of cable we talked about. I'll hit you up on Messenger later. I think they're gonna burn the nerve endings off. I'm not 100% sure. A lot of this has been happening rapid fire, and I've been having to like work around that and school, trying to do at least something to keep this going. And but I'm pretty sure they said they're going to burn the nerve endings off. We'll see what happens. All right, I'm going to try working with the peened over end on this just to see what that does for me. Josh, I don't know your pain. Don't even try to compare those two. Mine is a drop in the bucket compared to 6 vertebrae in your back being broken. No, I haven't been using the peened into my hammers because it hasn't been comfortable. But when Bob did this one, he did a nice diagonal, and it fits my swing perfect. So I'm going to see if I can draw a bit of extra length down without losing too much width. And then I can kick it around and spread the blade end out. See if that treats me any better than I've been getting. And I figure we'll give it a little bit longer here and do the random number generator and see who wins what. And then I'll probably cut out about 130, 140, somewhere around there, so that we don't cut into Miss Penny's live stream if she's doing that at 2. I think someone said she was, and I don't want to step on that. I know there's enough steel in there to make a knife. Yeah, that peen was definitely getting some work done. That being said, it's going to be interesting to see if I can pull the width out to get a good blade. Yeah, Jonathan, I'm hoping the full time works out for you, or something changes for you quick. I can't even imagine how uncertain that's got to feel. Just do a stream on the good news. That's what we need. Oh, thanks, man. Yeah, I thought I was going to stay stuck at 150 for like 6 months, something like that. But I'm always expecting to hit like a little milestone like that and just plateau and stay there forever. Now let's see if I can get some width out on that end to make a blade. Y'all can see the surface here, but that's why you want to work and make sure your anvil face stays as clean as possible and not marred up, because that looks beautiful coming off of that anvil. You know, a lot of guys will have a... Oh, dude, yes it would. Oh, nice. Jonathan, the chain fell apart catastrophically. There's the chain. I stopped when pieces were flying across the garage. It didn't do nothing. But it was worth a shot. And it was fun learning. You got Bob in here somewhere? Yeah, no, I knew there were going to be some little intricacies and stuff that I didn't know enough about, but I figured I'd see where what I know now got me. Hey, Bob, there you are. I've just turned this into like a 45-minute long plug for your hammer, dude. But, yeah. So, what I've learned is more research is needed. Thankfully, I've got like 4 or 5 or 6 more pieces of chain over there and like 12 feet of forklift chain. Yeah, and right now I'm just seeing if I can spread that end out right there far enough to get a blade out of it. If I can, then I'll work on drawing the tang out, getting the rest of the blade fixed up and ready to go. Yeah, canister Damascus is on the list. I just don't have any powdered steel. And I want to do a little bit more research first, but I do have a big sheet of stainless in the back. I'm going to cut that out to make my canister out of. We got 21 people watching. That is awesome. That's spectacular. Coffee gives me toys and I lose them. I'm terrible. In general. Yahoo! Get video of that, Jonathan. I good and well want to see it. Now, Sully, didn't you say you were water quenching this cable? And I'm yelling like I'm still running the big forge. I'm smart. Alright, so yeah, when this hits the quench part, I'll do a water quench on this one and see how it goes. Yeah, I know there's only 22 people in here, but if y'all haven't done it, go check out Pastor Josh Smith's new channel. He decided to break himself out of YouTube jail, so hopefully we start seeing more projects coming out of him soon. And I don't want to inhale scorched cotton again. John, you missed the chain falling apart catastrophically. This is the motorcycle chain. It didn't work. So I'm working on making a knife out of the rest of the cable Damascus that Yams didn't use up on your property. That wasn't the words I was looking for, but close enough. It left scrapes down the whole length of it. Whew. Holy monkey. Yeah, and of course Thursday the weather was decent for this in the day. It's like 80 something. The sun's out. The humidity is about 5 billion% because it rained yesterday. It feels awful. Not gonna lie. Yeah, but I'm right in Woodstock. That was a bad joke. Because I live in Woodstock. 1240. We got us a little while here. Alright, I'm going to give it about 20 more minutes getting the rough shape smashed out on this. We'll break from that and do the random number generator for the drawing. And we'll either pick that back up or make something else. Oh, and we got Yams' cable Damascus skull at the edge. It's been there for about an hour and a half now, so that should look cool coming out. I'll get that out in a second too. Y'all, I can't wait for it to be in the 50s and 60s out here. Alright? John Coffey's house was a tease. We had one day out there, it was like 65 degrees. And it was amazing. And we were outdoors. Oh Lord. Okay, so this is coming off of that billet that I hammered together with no real cleanup. I didn't lock it in and twist it. Didn't do much of nothing. He said kept running welding heats on it with flux and turning it while I hammered it. And it's coming out okay. I'm going to step back for some planishing heats and then turn the forge out for a little bit. Who, me, Ben? Because I want to. That's why. And also because I said I would. Yeah, it's kind of a cleaver slash straight razor thing. It's one of my personal favorite shapes. I'm going to play around with this a little bit, and of course the grind is going to be interesting, seeing what gets the right handle, everything else. And it'll probably take me a while to get around to it, but that's okay. And now I get to play with this thing. I've only gotten to use it once so far since I got it in quad state, but I've been looking for one of these about this size for a while now. I'm excited. Planish a step heavier. Yeah. I got a planish with a little bit heavier hammer, so we'll go with my old standard. And I need a hammer rack badly. Ah, there she blows. Ta-da! The Classico. The treat especial. There are some deeper hammer marks in the tang area I want to work out, even though I'm going to have to grind past them anyways. Jeff, I do have a flatter, but it's way too big for this. Way too big. Yes, I do have a flatter. In case y'all forgot about Flattenstein. That'll be interesting, Sully. Just like tag it in the box, if that's what you're sending. Yeah, a couple more planishing heats with the small hammer. I'll turn this off. We'll do the drawing, take a look at the shape of the blade. And maybe I'll sit in front of the fan and shoot the bull for a few because it's already almost one. Hit. Damascus 10, well, looks like, James, you have now issued yourself a challenge. You have got to make Damascus tinfoil now and etch it. Good luck, buddy. Uno mas. I'll tell you right now. I'll tell you right now, I'm going to get in the shower after this, and my immediate reaction is going to be, I live here now. No, Miss Penny wins everything that Becky and Josh don't win. Don't forget that. Last heat. Oh, because I have to. Because I have to. This was $1 at Quad State, brand new, in a bag. Either that or the giant potion worked. I think it's the giant potion because Rebecca wants me to beat the kid up across the cul-de-sac to keep saying I smell like the inside of a Miss Winters. I think that's it. Hubcap, do you have it on top chat or live chat? That could be your problem. Switch to live chat. Okay. Your daughter's hammer might be bigger than this, but it's bigger than this. All right. Yeah. This is the carnage of the chain. For those of you that came in late, it really didn't work, and it was awesome because it's like, it's working, it's working. It didn't work. But for a couple minutes there, it felt good. Okay, folks. Yeah, I mean, it still looks pretty cool. I just can't do anything with it. Like, no, weld a stick onto that and then jam it in someone's flower garden. That's about all you can do with it. Okay, I'm going to check and make sure I didn't leave anybody out on the... Quick, mail it to Chicago. Oh, Ben, we'll have fun next year. You know, I got a bag of candy we never used sitting in that box. I can bring it with me next year. All you can eat, free. Okay, yeah, I got everybody. So we have got 27 entries in the drawing for the Damascus pendant or the hand-turned pin. I think if we leave a trail of candy out to a box propped up on a stick with some string, we can keep ourselves pretty safe. We may have to go through 2 or 3 of those once he figures out how to get out, but that'll be okay. We got Rob somewhere around here. Hey, Rob. Okay. So, random nombre generator. Okay, so we got 27 entries here, and we got the random number generator set to rock and roll. So let me see if I can get a good angle for this. That ought to be better. $25. 25 is our winner, David Britton. I'm gonna guess he's not on here, but I will notify him that he has won. So I'll mail him 2 things. All right, so one thing that I do want to talk about is if anyone can figure out ways to drum up a larger audience for these giveaways. I do want to do a lot of giveaways on a pretty regular basis. Yeah, you would have looked balling with that pendant there, Adam. But I do want to do a lot more of the giveaways. They're fun, but I don't want to keep doing small giveaways like this with small stuff that isn't, you know, shiny and impressive. But the problem is I don't really want to go for a big giveaway for like a big ticket made item, like say a full-blown pair of tongs or something like that, for 25 entries. You know, that doesn't really seem to accomplish what I'm going for here. I'm going to keep doing small giveaways every time I find an excuse for it, but I'd like to figure out how to draw more people in on this and get more people active. Jeff, believe it or not, I was all over Facebook on my page and on Forging It Forward. You know, I kept it on County Line Forge's page simply because he doesn't want people pushing their own channel on there. That's not what that page is there for. You know, and I was really hoping off of this too that we were going to help Sprinkle Donut out and get him over 100. I mean, I think he got something like, he could probably tell me how many, or tell us how many he got. He did get some subs off of this, but yeah, and I know part of that too is like my audience hasn't grown enough yet for it to kind of grow legs and take off on its own. Awesome, Jeff. Yeah, like, and the keychains are slowly getting better and better. I'm pretty sure you've seen a couple of them. So maybe at some point later on, if you win another one or something like that, or I have a reason to send you something else, I can include a nicer one. You know, but the nice thing is you have one of the very early iterations of it while I was still figuring out what my process was. So, you know, you'll have one that's a nice little oddity compared to the rest of them. What can I put in the rules of the giveaway? Becky, what were you talking about putting in the rules of the giveaway? But yeah, and I'm happy you guys like the keychains and earrings and stuff. And like I said, hopefully I can figure out more stuff. The neighbors have a small dog that just said hi. Craig, I'm feeling okay right now. The reason I was so shot out Thursday is they gave me a tranquilizer called lorazepam, so I wasn't all worked up and everything about getting needles shoved into my back. And yeah, maybe sharing to boost the entries. I don't ask people to do that because I don't want them to put that stuff on their page too. Like, I don't like doing that to enter contests. That's why I don't do it. And I don't like asking people to do stuff I don't do myself. I think the biggest thing has been just audience size. You know, I got 200 subs. I need to be up closer to like 800 or 1,000 before maybe it'll start before it starts really getting traction. But no, the reason I was so shot out Thursday is the lorazepam. Like, a long time ago when my grandmother was still alive, she just kind of hand me pills and tell me what they were, because I was dealing with a ton of pain, and she was kind of like a party grandma. And I am every bit of a grandma's boy. I'm not even going to lie about that. But the one she gave me in Subazet, I felt amazing all day long, so that's what I expected out of these. And no, I just felt exhausted, my head hurt, and like I was very, very uncoordinated to the point where I felt like I was going to hurt myself in the shop. So in the interest of practicing safety, I stepped away from it and pushed it back to today. But other than that, I'm okay right now. You know, I'm waiting to go back in for, all right, Hubcap, see you again soon. And you know I'm going to talk to you the next day or two anyways. But they're going to go in and do another round of those shots. And when they stick a needle into a knotted up muscle in your back, I got to tell you, it feels like you're getting hit by a wasp or a yellow jacket or something like that. It is not comfortable. But what they do is do the first one, then they do the second one to find out whether or not it's therapeutic and works, and then they go through and burn off nerves later on or whatever they're going to do to those. Not 100% sure what's going on with it, but if it helps, I'll take it. I will say, though, when I stood up off of that and everything was numbed out, dear God, I haven't felt that kind of an absence of pain since like 1995 or 1996. It was amazing. So, I mean, if I could just get more of that going on my back and my neck, words can't describe. Now, oh, let me go get the skull, the Cable Damascus skull, out of the etch. It's been in there for way too long. Be right back with that thing. Matter of fact, let's bring the camera farther in where the lighting's a little bit more forgiving. Yeah, Craig, I've had back problems since I was like 16. Like I said, back around 1996. It's been nonstop. It's going to take me just a second for this so I can get this thing out of the etch and get it back there and rinsed. So I will be with you in just a second. Talk amongst yourselves. Don't offer Ben Toombs any candy. It never ends well. I left the leg of the chair sitting on the pedal for the drill press. But yeah, we didn't get much for pattern coming out, but it did make it look like really, really, really aged. I actually really like how that came out. It's almost like it's mummified. So I'm definitely going to get better beauty shots of this, and I'm going to get it coated in 3-in-1 oil before it starts to flash rust. Now the question is, what do we want to do now? Do we want to chill out for a few minutes? Let's see, we got about 10 minutes after 1. We got an hour 15 into this live stream. What else can I play with? I don't have anything I can play with that doesn't involve a lot of cutting and prep work. Yeah, this is from Yams over at Island Metal Forge. This is what he calls a Mawabo, mother of all bottle openers. Those are what I have welded to the top of my forge, both of the forges, only full sized. And he makes those, and this one is from that same chunk of cable Damascus I've been working on that little knife out of. And yeah, the lighting there sucks too. Okay, there we go. But this is small cable Damascus, and I didn't really get the cable pattern off it, but what I did get was extremely cool. Like, I don't have words for that. But yeah, if you want one of those in full size, just shoot him a message, and I'm sure he'll be happy to make one for you. I'm not sure what he charges for them right now, so you have to talk to him about that and work out the price. But if you need a bottle opener, they're cool. There you go. There you. No, cut your beard off and have it sewn into one of those fake beards and mail that. You just won my beard, literally. But I lost track of my train of thought, and it's okay. Okay, does anyone have any pertinent questions that might be worth asking at this point? Because I don't have any other projects to work on that don't require a crap load of prep work. I've got stacked Damascus billet. I've got to scrub all the paint off of the lawnmower blades I'm going to use and get everything stacked and welded, and that's going to take a long time to get it all done. The coil spring has to be cut up and worked out. Like, there's a lot of projects I could do, but none of the prep work's been done because I haven't had the time. So, yeah. Shoot the breeze. Any questions? Anything at all? How am I feeling? I'm actually feeling pretty decent right now. All right, Sully, be good. I'm feeling decent right now. I got some sleep last night. I took all the meds I needed, and it worked out the worst of the pain I was in yesterday. If it comes back up again today, I'll of course sleep it off under the power of meds, and then I'll be on my computer doing getting caught up on math for the next 3 days. And the gummy bears, those are 1-to-1 epoxy resin mix, and I use food coloring to dye them right now. I've also got some Pearl-Ex, which results in an opaque finish and a good bit of sparkle, which I'm going to be playing with again later because, what was it? The day before yesterday, some more resin came in that is available in half-gallon batches. And those bad boys, it pours thinner, so I get less bubbles and it works better for what I'm trying to cast. And I've been playing with that, so I'll be getting into the Pearl-Ex and everything and playing with more color combinations and trying to get back to doing 3 and 4 color pours as time goes on. And yeah, the gummy bears, I'm thinking I'm going to try selling those for like $15 for a pair of earrings, maybe $15 for a pendant, and then just make it a flat 20 to cover shipping and everything else, and make sure that it's got some kind of insurance on it. That's my thought process, because I can make a lot of them. They just eat up a lot of time, because once you pour that resin, you can't use the surface they're sitting on for a good 18 to 24 hours. Like, you can't really touch anything, and they take a lot of prep work and a lot of waiting, and you know, and every time I change colors, like I can't just make 2 red ones and then make 2 green ones and then make 3 blue ones. I can't mix batches that small. So I have to make 15 or 20 red ones, 15 or 20 blue ones, 15 or 20 green, like whatever color. You got to make a whole bunch of them at once. So it's... Oh yeah, get in there and do it, James. All hail the Sprinkle Donut Forge, man. You were doing some cool stuff. No lie. But yeah, so like those, that's a lot of prep work and making a lot of product to get 1 pair of earrings for somebody in 1 color. So yeah, that's where I'm at on those. And I'm thinking if anybody wants to buy them, just shoot me a message and then we can work out the details there. And I'm also casting a lot of those, a lot of the skulls, the random flowers. I'm thinking I'm going to go online and order some neodymium magnets to epoxy into the back of them to make magnets. I mean, making a gummy for display purposes, like, yeah, that's just you pour the resin, let it set, and then don't screw an eye hook into the top of it, and you're good. And I mean, those would probably be like, I don't know how I'd price those yet, honestly. Like those are a little bit easier to work with simply because someone's probably not going to order just one to display, you know. And those can be kind of priced as long as you're willing to work with whatever color is laying around. That's a little easier to deal with because those are just overruns because I have to make so much more than I need to make a pair of earrings for somebody that wants them in a specific color. I have to work to figure out how to price them, but that's an interesting thought. I hadn't actually thought about doing them for display because they are, well, I'm using actual gummy bear molds. You know, if you were to make gummy bears on your own out of the cornstarch and gelatin and all that, those are the molds you'd use. So they are 1-to-1 actual size gummy bears. I'm going to keep an eye out for a larger gummy bear mold, you know, something like 4 or 5 times normal size, because that would actually look really cool. Especially if I can get the hang of pouring this resin with 3 or 4 colors in it and kind of tie-dyeing it out. That is definitely food for thought. I have sweated, ladies and gentlemen. But what I haven't seen is a larger gummy bear mold. Joe Martin, you have a great day. Thank you for dropping by and sticking around. Lupe, see you later. Don't worry, Becky, I'll be taking a look myself too. You know, and part of that too is because I'm in school and not working, funds are tight, so I have to really pick and choose what I order and when. And I figured the gummy bear molds to make earrings and pendants would probably get a lot more done for me than trying to, say, order a bigger resin mold. And basically making things you display instead of making things that you wear, you know, because wearables will probably sell a lot faster than display pieces. I was unaware of how dried out I was. What time do we got? No, I'll give it about 15 more minutes of shooting the bull, and then we'll let everyone chill out and wait for Miss Penny's live stream to start. And that'll give me a chance to shower before I go lay down, because right now I will just leave a human outline of, I don't even want to know what it'll smell like when I lay down. And I know I had a few other projects lined up in the future. I can show you what I've got lined up for the collab with Mercy Oak Smithing, because that's the next thing on my to-do list. Okay, so the last golf course I worked at was getting rid of a stack of mower blades. Later, Jeff. Never getting rid of these guys. And they're brand new. So I said, why not? I'll take all you got. And I cut a chunk off, and I heated it and oil quenched it, and it really, really survived a ton of abuse. So I've got this cut up into 2.5-inch squares, and there's a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm gonna do a 5 and 5. Hey, Miss Penny. I will probably at least pop in and say hello. Yeah, you missed the motorcycle chain failing miserably. It really went south like fast. I think we were 15 minutes into the stream and 5-10 minutes into the thingamawhatsit, and yeah, it just. So yeah, but I've got this, and I've got a whole bunch of this bandsaw blade that's comparatively it's nearly the same thickness as the lawnmower blade for my 15 and 20. So 5 layers of this, 5 layers of this, and I'm going to try to draw it out to a higher layer count so I can get a tighter, denser pattern and get a large billet. Because I want to send I want to send our friend at Mercy Oak Smithing like a 12, 13-inch billet and still have 5 or 6-inch billet, 5 or 6 inches of billet for me to play with here to make pendants, stuff like that. If it's not there, it's not there. I'll just send them the whole thing, but if I had some left, it'd be great. Thankfully, I have enough experience with this to be fairly confident it'll stick, especially once I do my prep work on it. And then I've got to make a billet for Bob over at B&B Forge. And I'm trying to think. I think there was someone else I was going to do something for, and I can't remember what it is right now, but I think that will clear most of my plate for a while. Hopefully, I've got to get to where I don't have stuff promised to people. You know, the pendant or the pen, that's not going to be a huge, huge commitment. The pendant will take a little while. Hello, Roy. How are you doing? Roy, this is what happened. Here's the motorcycle chain. It fell apart when I set it down. It didn't go good. Yeah, so what I've been doing is working on a, let me make sure this is cool before I touch it. I don't want to do something dumb. Alright, so I've taken the rest of the cable Damascus I made at John Coffey's, and we hammered this bad boy right here out. I've got some work to do on the grinder, but we've got one of my favorite blade shapes, and so far I'm not finding any inclusions or huge splits in it until you get down here to the very end where I was having a hard time getting the hammer on it without breaking off my stem. So yeah, this will go through the grinder and get etched and hopefully come out looking very, very cool. And then the cable Damascus Moabo that Yamez made got etched, and I'm not sure what all happened with that etch, but it came out looking extremely cool in spite of that, and it made his touch mark look awesome. So I'm really happy with how that came out. I'm just not sure what I'm going to do with him yet. Thank you, Roy. Yeah, I wish the motorcycle chain would have worked, but I kind of knew there were some nuances to that I don't understand. So I was pretty sure that I was going to have problems going into it anyways. And we're not too far from wrapping everything up, just so that I don't step on Miss Penny doing her hangout and chat live stream since she ran out of propane. I would say she ran out of gas, but I'm trying to not be immature today. But I just said she ran out of gas, so that defeated the purpose. Yeah, it did. And I was just kind of doing a Q&A for anybody that had any questions. So we're going over resin casting and all that stuff before I wrap this one up, because I also desperately need a shower before I lay down. Roy, have you done anything with that old washing machine yet, or are you waiting to replace it first? Or are you still waiting to replace it? No, my name's Alan. And I got the weird spelling, A-L-L-A-N. And of course, that means it gets spelled right 1 out of every 10 to 15 tries. See? There we go. But I think Ben's just doing that on purpose because he's mean-spirited and the free candy van didn't show up in his driveway today. I could be wrong about that. He may just be keeping that secret from us. And something else I also got to play with for the first time, or the second time so far. Is of course the new fine planishing hammer that I got for working the small stuff out. Nice! Yeah, and hopefully I'll be catching some more of your live streams. I'm going to try to shift my schedule around so I have at least a few minutes. Alright, Ben, that'll be cool. By the way, Roy, when are y'all doing your live streams again? And I'm trying to think of useful stuff to add, but my brain's kind of shot right now because I'm tired. See if we can find out when we got another live stream from Roy and Jess. Ah, okay, cool. Yeah, I'm going to try to shuffle my schedule around a little bit so at least I can watch the first 30 or 40 minutes. One of my deals is being part of a 12-step recovery program. By 8 o'clock at Friday, I got to be at my home group. And usually that means if I'm doing what I'm supposed to, I should be there an hour early, making sure the door's open and newcomers are, greeted and all that stuff, and making sure that, anyone looking for a meeting gets guided into the building. So that's part of why it's been so hard to catch them. Because my home group is Friday at 8 o'clock every week, and then group conscience starts Friday at 7 o'clock. But I think given that I have run out of stuff to... Oh, I know you did, Ben. Believe me, I'm fully aware. But I am running out of things useful to add to this, so at this point I am just holding people hostage to hear myself talk. So I'm going to let y'all go and enjoy your afternoon. Let's all catch up with Miss Penny at 2 o'clock for a little while and shoot the bull there. Y'all have a great day, and I will try to schedule another live stream a lot sooner than this last one. Just between school and school, free time is a precious, precious premium. I do want to film making the billet of Damascus for the Mercy Oak Smithing collaboration. I need to do that very soon. Roy, have a great day. Look forward to catching you again soon. But yeah, I will try to film getting the Damascus made, and hopefully when I get on making my first hammer sometime fairly soon, I'll have that filmed too, because I'm excited about that one. Really, really excited. But until next time, y'all have a great day. Raise the forge and pass the borax, and y'all stay safe in your shops. Remember, if you can't do it safely, don't do it. I lived through that Thursday. Y'all have a great day. And of course, my chat bubble's over the stop button. No, it's not. All right. See y'all later. Thank you, Roy.